Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to another Forbes Success Training here. And as always, we want to start off by commending our founder, Mr. Kazan. Thank you, sir, for your awesome vision, your leadership, the wisdom that you're sharing with all of us. Again, I always tell people, where else can you go on the internet and bring the entire network marketing industry together and create one big family? And that's what we've done here with Forbes. With today's success training, I want to focus in on how to properly edify your upline along with doing a successful three-way call. It sounds very routine, it sounds extremely simple, but I will promise you this, I find more people, probably 90% of the people in this industry, that mess up a very good three-way call. And here's the bottom line with number one, the edification piece. Very important. When you talk about properly edifying your sponsor, you need to know some great information about your sponsor. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have two scenarios. Either you're going to have a sponsor who's also pretty new to the business. They don't have all these awesome credentials in the business, but they were strong enough to at least recruit you. So there's something about them that you can share from a very positive, professional, manner. And then also there's that other person within the organization. Most of the times you can taproot all the way up to an executive person in the company that is probably making some outstanding income, where if you were to funnel someone into a call with them, they would be pretty impressed and intrigued by what that person has to say. So you have two people. And so let's talk about person number one. The very first thing is you must, ladies and gentlemen, have a clear understanding of what you're going to say about the person you're introducing them to. So I'm going to go ahead and role play with you right here for a moment. So let's say that Jennifer is the person that brought me into the business. She's a friend of mine. She hasn't made a lot of money in the industry, but I really like the business that she introduced me to, and I've got someone else now that I'm actually introducing them to the business. And so I'm going to be introducing them to Jennifer. So I'm going to give you an idea how I would do this. So I would get on the phone. Let's say I call my good friend Jason up. I would say, hey, Jason, hey, listen, man, this is Tyrone. Listen, Jay, I'm calling you because I have a phenomenal business investment that I want you to look at. A good friend of mine named Jennifer, she and I actually went to college together. She's very sharp. She actually learned about this business investment from another good friend of hers. She brought it over to my house, brought it to my attention. Let me tell you something, man. I am absolutely just blown away at the information. I've made a decision myself to go ahead and make an investment into the company. I'm doing a launch to the phase of what I'm doing right now. But listen, I want to actually connect you, Jason, with Jennifer. She's very sharp. Do you have a few moments? Okay, you do. Excellent. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Let me find out from her what time works best for her. I'm going to then, we'll call you back, give you a couple of times, and then that way we'll go ahead and we'll schedule a time. It won't be no longer than 7 or 8 minutes. Does that sound okay? Okay, perfect, perfect. I'll call you right back. Hang up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with phase one, okay? I'm done. So now what I do is I actually get on the phone with Jennifer. So I call her up. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, this is Tyrone. Listen, I wanted to let you know I just talked to my good friend Jason. Here's the thing is, Jason is definitely open to speaking with you. Let me find out from you what times work best for you. He said he's pretty flexible. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here's what I want to do is then I'll go ahead and call him back. I'll go ahead and lock in the time, and then we'll get on the phone with him for about 10 minutes. But listen, Jennifer, let me tell you a little bit about Jason. Okay, so we're going to pause right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer should already know a little bit about Jason's background. So if Jason is a very good friend of mine, and let's say he and I played a little college baseball together, or we just played pickup basketball games there at the local recreational center, or maybe we're engineers at the same engineering firm. Whatever it is, she should know a little bit about Jason, so that way when I do call and we unite all of us together, they both understand that there's a mutual amount of respect that's there. Now notice, with Jennifer and Jason, I didn't do all this with both of them on the phone together. You want to be professional. By telling Jason, let me call you back and let me get with her, it makes the edification look like this. I'm actually building her up. If I call her and she's always accessible to me every second, she's not a very busy person. Remember, busy people get things done. It's always one of those old sayings. If you ever want something done, go find a busy person. They're the ones that you want to get done. So that this is the situation. You want to make sure that you paint that illustration that she's very busy. Her time is extremely valuable. You always want to show value, be in a hurry, and take away. That's one of the biggest things, and we'll talk about that. And so now you go ahead and you set that call up. So now let me go into the introduction part where we actually now have coordinated the time. I've now got Jason on the call. I now have Jennifer on the call. Here's how this goes. Very important. So what do I do now? I actually will go ahead and I will call Jason up. I'll call Jason. Get Jason on the phone first, you all. So I get Jason on the phone. Jason, hey, this is Tyrone here. Listen, Jennifer's ready for the appointment that I had texted you about earlier. Let's go ahead and give her a call. So now all of a sudden I click over. I call Jennifer. She says hello. Hey, Jennifer, Tyrone. Hey, good. Yes, good hearing your voice as well. Jennifer, listen, the sharp gentleman that I was telling you about, Jennifer, Jason, he's actually on the line right now. Listen, Jason, I want to introduce you to Jennifer. Jennifer and I go way back. We're very good friends. Man, she's one of the sharpest cookies I've ever met in my life. When you talk about business, she knows business. When she brought this to me, Jason, man, I knew that it was serious because she never brings anything to me that's not serious. Jennifer, I want to introduce you to Jason. Jason, Jennifer. Ladies and gentlemen, at that point, I'm on the phone, but I mute myself out and I don't say anything. Jennifer can be talking about something that I think is just, oh, I love this part, and I want to unmute myself and jump in and say, hey, you guys, no, you're silent. Unless you're asked by your upline to say anything, don't say anything at all. Learn to be quiet, ladies and gentlemen, on the phone. So that's the second part of this phase. We're talking about this. So now I actually want to move into the final phase of how to properly do a three-way with some of the elite executives in your company. Now, this is maybe that dynamic couple that's making six figures, or maybe they are now recognized in the Millionaires Club. A lot of you have access to these type of people, but you have to learn how to properly use those type of people to help with your credibility as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we still have our very good friend Jason over here. He's had a chance to talk to Jennifer. He loves their conversation, and so far he's extremely interested. Now we know that we can put that cherry on top by introducing them to the executives in the company. So you want to, again, set it up the same way. So by now you should have contacted that group, and same thing. They should know a little bit about Jason. Jason should definitely know something about them, should know how extremely busy they are. So once you've now found a time that works for him and them as well, now you want to go ahead and you want to do the same thing. Call him up first, and then we're going to three-way him into that big call with those executives. So here's how that's going to look. Hey, Jason, listen. I'm getting ready to call Mr. and Mrs. Johnson up. They're ready to talk with you about the business. Listen, man, they're extremely sharp. They're actually earning multiple six figures in this industry, in this particular business opportunity. They are helping us launch our business. They'll do the same thing for you. They help with the credibility of the business for us as well. And they're people that can teach us the exact principles of success with this. So we have the mentorship, the coaching that's needed. So now, ladies and gentlemen, he's ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click over three-way. I'm going to call them in. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Hey, this is Tyrone here. I'm going to three-way you in here. So I three-way him. Jason, hey, listen, man, I have the distinct privilege and honor to actually introduce you to our upline executives, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Now, Jason, I shared a little bit about their background with you, but let me tell you something. I told them how sharp you are. I told them that this guy here is a go-getter. But listen to me, this particular couple here, they've actually hit the elite level, which means they're doing anywhere between $50,000 to $60,000 a month in this business opportunity. They've been here for about 17, 18 months. They know exactly what we need to do, the type of application that's needed so that we can work around our schedules and build ourselves a strong residual income with this company. So at this time, Jason, I want to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, this is my very good friend, Jason. I'm going to turn it over to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. I'm muting myself out again. I never interrupt my upline, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, just like I said with Jennifer. Why? Because they're the experts. If I come in at any moment there and interrupt them, or like if I would have interrupted Jennifer, I now snatch their credibility away. Because why? I'm saying that what I have to say is more powerful than what they have to say. Don't ever do that. And the thing is, you teach your team how to properly edify everybody above, because what happens is as they build, they will edify you the same way. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the secret, unfortunately, that has been missing in this industry. Watch this a few times, and then what do you want to do? Go back and embed this into the DNA of your organization and go out there and explode your business with this training tip. With that said, you all have a fantastic day, and thank you again for listening to another Stifort Success Training. We'll see you over the top.